Hello and welcome back to CSGB Racing, and we're here for the final round now. It's round 11 of 11 here in the F2 season for the usual format of the short quali, 50% race, 25% race, reverse grid. And there is still a championship here to decide. Of course, last week we can't announce it on stream because there was nothing official or anything at the time, but Abzi is the confirmed Drivers' Champion here. But the Constructors are still very much on the table here between Williams and McLaren. So there's a lot that can be decided here tonight. As so the Drivers was wrapped up in the Stewards. I believe JD was disqualified from the sprint race last week in China, which confirms the fact that Abzi is our Drivers' Championship, so big congrats to him. Of course, there's still a Constructors battle here to be decided, which is of course between Williams and McLaren. Quickly get up the Constructor standings. We'll go through the Drivers in a little bit, because it's not the ultimate goal in the Drivers is decided. But currently in the Constructors here, we've had 20 races up to this point, and McLaren Formula 1 team lead Williams Racing by 5 points. That's all it is. 5 points. They're the only two that can win it now, I believe. I don't think Mercedes have a chance. I think they're a little bit too far back. However, if Ferrari smashed it tonight, they could possibly jump Mercedes for that third place, but again, they'll need a lot of points. They are about 30 points back, kind of. I think they've got 25 actually. Yeah, 25 back, so it's possible for Ferrari to jump up to take that third place, but it's going to take a lot from the pair of them. Yeah, all that focus is on those front two at the moment. So see what can happen. Of course, we have, I'll work it out, 40 something laps of Australia tonight, if you're not including qualifying. We have 29 laps in the feature race, which of course one stop is possible across multiple different strategies you can use. Just have a quick look down in the Discord at the moment. Okay, nothing too important there. Evening, Anton. Good luck for tonight. There's all the other drivers watching. Best of luck. Yeah, and go for on a good show to end off what has been an amazing season. Because I am by myself tonight, if you haven't realised already. The last I heard from Dovey, he's moving house at the moment, so he couldn't be here today. I believe it's the same reason he missed last night in the F1 race. If you haven't seen that, I won't spoil anything that happened. But definitely give it a watch after this one, of course, so you don't miss out on anything. But yeah, last night the F1 tier in Australia was insane, essentially. It's very action-packed from start to finish, of course. Both championships on the line for last night. Only one is today. I thought it at the end of last week. I was thinking it was all 4 championships coming into this week, but as I said, Abzi confirmed the championship, I think, on like Thursday or Friday during the week. We do have 16 that's going to take to the track here today in multiple cars. I believe both Williams and both McLarens are here, so it's going to be a fair fight between the British teams. Of course, anything can happen. As I said, it's about, I think, 44 laps, 29 and 15, so yeah, should be in for a good one. Just wait for someone to leave the pit lane, possibly timing glitch here, as we have to wait about a minute once again. We'll also wait for some people to get onto the track. I can hear an engine going now, so it won't be too much longer. But we'll go to the Drivers' Championship, as I said, as the confirmed champion. See who's the first car out. Is it the Alfa Romeo? Which is a corner for Patterson. It's Patterson's going to be first out. Both for Lyon's going to go for the medium tyre, of course new to the league here for today. So we'll see what he can do. He's going to be teammates with Liam at Renault. I'm sure if Liam's going to be here until not too long. You see that my camera's stuck. There we go. Currently JD looks to be safe for P2 in the championship, but Catterson is not too far behind. It's about 40 points, so he'll need pretty much a perfect race here today in order to take P2 away from JD. Pim is in 4th then, the second Williams driver. Could jump Catterson today for that top 3 spot. With Exam, the Mercedes driver, in 5th. PXTR in 6th ahead of Anton, Adam, Bro Mayhem, and then Brad in P10, the second Ferrari driver there. So there are quite a few battles I can see on this championship here. So you can't see the list, but I can see there's quite a few battles that could definitely be settled here tonight. So we have Anton in P7, 10 points clear of Adam, who is 6 points clear of Pro Mayhem, who is a point clear of Brad. So very close there, and even behind him, 4 points behind him, is Keir in that second McLaren. Of course, fighting the constructors, he's going to want to go result with Keir. 4 points behind Keir is Liam in the Renault. And there's about a 30-point drop back to Peldorakis, who is not racing because he is a reserve now. Also no Gamer tonight. So there's a lot to play for essentially. Even though the ultimate goal has been wrapped up already. So I believe Catterson is still the fastest on his lap, so we'll stay with him for the rest of the lap. As he heads now down through turns 9 and 10. Of course, this layout will be completely different when F1 gets here in November, I believe, of this year. So penalties here could definitely come into play. It's very easy to invalidate pretty much every corner here. You know, turn 1 you can easily cut, turn 2 you can go a little bit deep through turn 1 and cut there. Turn 3 possibly one of the hardest to cut, but if you can, fair play. Again, turn 4 you can run wide, turn 5 you can run wide. So yeah, pretty much every corner you can invalidate, so it's going to be more self-control tonight. And whoever gets the least penalties will probably come out on top, as Catterson sets the first lap of session then with the 120.0. Setting the pace. We'll try and find who's going to be coming next. It is Z92. However, this lap is invalid, so it won't count, but we'll see what it's going to be anyway. It's a 22.9. Look for the next car. It's a Quinif. No, it was one of the Ferraris. I guess that was Anton. Okay, I skipped completely over that. Goes up into second with a 123.2. Second racing point to the line now. I believe that was the starter lap, unless it was invalid as well. Now so Quinif to the line, go crosses to make it a Alfa Romeo 1-2 very briefly. Before Abzi then the champion. Yeah, he is the champion now. He nearly got a little confused. There goes up into P2 very quickly before JD pops up there into that second place. Abzi's teammate Kia goes up into 4th. I've been told to watch Kia. Not too sure why he's already finished his lap. Maybe a bit of a delay. I know there is a delay between what I can see and then when you guys see it. KP comes to the line, then goes into 4th. Leave a new reserve to the league, filling in for one of the Red Bulls. Both of them can't make it tonight. See, I think everyone's going to come into the pits. It's going to be Liam to start his lap. After him, it is again one of the red dots. Anton into the pits. No need to apologise, mate. Don't think it's quite a minute, but yeah, I know there is quite a big delay quite often. So I think everybody's coming into the pits by the look of things. For that Williams, are they on a lap? It's going to be JD if it is. Also comes into the pits. Brad's going to finish another lap here. His previous lap was a 1:23.4. As now comes across the line, he does improve, gets up ahead of his teammate with a 23.2. Gets him up into P7, a bit of an improvement there. I think KPP is going to be next, pausing into the pit lane, ran out of fuel. It's going to be one of the Renaults that should be Liam then, coming through turn 14 now. See what he can do then. Final corner to go now. That I believe is decent. And then down across the line, sets a 1:20.5, puts him up into P4. At the moment, we'll see if he can improve on that later on. I'd imagine he could. I think the track, like, once again I've forgotten the word, but the track will get better over time. Another thing, I tend to have the word in my head and then I forget it when I want to say it. It's rather quite annoying sometimes, but he moved. I think Brad's still pushing here, so he's going to see if he can find another couple of attempts. Evening, Mum. How's it going, mate? Great job last night, as always. No Dobby today. From what I know, I believe he's moving house. So you unfortunate souls get to listen to solely me today. The line's going to be next to the line, then comes around the final corner. And he heads up to the line. It's going to be P7, a 1:21.6 for the new reserve to the league. Haas will be next. I believe that is Pro Mayhem to start his lap. And then I think Liam is going to be the next one. Not quite improving at the moment. Stevens DRS now coming out to the line. Doesn't have much battery left, so he's been pushing for a couple laps here. But does find almost 3 turns, so puts him up into the front row of the grid, but still can't quite get close to Catterson. As we've seen quite often this season, he does quite regularly set in one of the fastest laps straight away, and then struggle to beat it himself as Pim crosses the line. Now I think he invalidated. Unless he was on an outlap, I must have missed that if he was. Good to Pro Mayhem then, he's coming through times 11 and 12 now. Just the final sector now. A couple of cars and traffic up ahead. The Alfa Romeo gets out of the way nicely. I don't think he's going to catch up to the Renault, so that should be all good. Of course, the Monaco sprint race winner here. A couple other race wins to his name this season. I think Monaco's the one everybody wants to win. He's going to go P6 after his first lap with a 1:21.5. Quite close in the midfield once again. Yeah, Ben, if that's okay with you, he's more than welcome to join me. I will invite him to the party. I haven't actually got you added, I don't think, so give me a minute. There you go. You should have an invite now. More than welcome to open, and I think Ben's sending you a game invite, so. Now, as Brad has retired, what's happened there? He's hit the wall at the final corner. That is. He's missing 2 wheels. I think both of the rear tyres on that Ferrari are non-existent, to say the least. As said, 92 starts his lap then, heading down a little bit on the grass through the exit of 2. It's a corner that I think I struggle the most here. I was just in Catterson improves by quite a bit of time there, now into the 19s with a 19.6, puts him 7 tenths clear of anybody else at the moment. We've just quickly made 5 tenths as Abzi improves up to P2. see if we find anybody else on the lap. I believe Pim is, but he's invalidated that one, so obviously JD is teammate then coming through the second sector. He is now down through turns 9 and turn 10. You can see the sort of runoff there on the right of the track there as one of the racing points. That's going to be Z92, I believe. Actually, could be the Hazard. There are two of them here today. He's lost the car just here on the right. I would assume he's back on the track though. Do a little bit of a slipstream there from the Williams. And welcome, Mr. B-Boy Worm. Okay. Imagine you'd be alright, wouldn't you? Because you'll do it on a Monday, but... Oh, okay. I might be on my end. I'll see if I have the shared party. Right, let's see if that's any better. You're just very quiet.
Wow, there we go. I should be able to be heard now.
We've got Noah saying he can't hear you, Liam saying you're very quiet, so...
Can I be heard now?
I don't know, we'll wait to see if someone...
I can be heard. I can be heard now. We're good. We're good.
You can? Awesome.
We're in.
Right then, well, welcome to F2.
I'm back to where I started.
Yeah.
I didn't just get in the race though.
Yeah, very excited to everyone to hear your voice here by the look of things.
Oh, what lovely. Look, we've got a little fan base going on.
Yeah. I mean, W don't get this, so...
Just Dubby gets the, gets everyone laughing, Dubby, mate. He makes me laugh. It's good to be here.
We're essentially... You're the professional one on a Monday, and we yeah.
Oh, I give it a good shot. I normally lose my voice after 5 minutes, but it's alright.
I can't blame you, to be honest.
I don't know how I managed the Bahrain short race at the start of the season. That was a long old.
Yeah, I think that was about 2.5 hours. That one, wasn't it? So
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, Lion improves up to P5 then. For 120.4. Instantly, the viewer numbers have jumped. Yep.
Right, let me get the see what's going on here.
Yeah.
We had a few of the drivers in last night, didn't we, in the F1? A lot of the F2 drivers. They actually did a very good job.
Yeah, I believe we had Abzi, JD. Is it just those two?
We had Catterson as well.
Catterson, oh yeah.
Is he in here? And Peter as well. Is Peter racing tonight? He's
not racing tonight, no.
He's an F1 driver now.
Yeah. So yeah, they all did quite well as well, I'm pretty sure. I think they all beat me in qualifying, which isn't the hardest thing to do.
Yeah, I must say, your racing last night was incredible.
Thanks.
I thought you were going to win at one point.
There was a bit, I think Noah said to me, as like, Bowers, you could... And I went, Noah? No, shut up, don't say it.
Shush.
So, yeah.
Love that. Yeah, it was close. It was a very good race. I think
by the time my AI car got to turn 1, I was actually in tears. To finally have a race that went my way, honestly.
Yeah, you just did it, and yeah, it was good to see.
Yeah. Trying to find if someone's on a lap right now. I can't see anybody. I think Romeo's just starting his. So we'll stay with the Hash driver as he comes down through the first couple of corners. Down through turn 3 here, just a little bit wide of the apex. Would have got a slightly better exit then. Head down through the technical part of the circuit. Apparently 3.5 tenths up. Yeah, I know. I realise you can cut both the corners quite a lot, but it's very easy to just overstep it. Especially now, it's probably probably his last lap now. 2 minutes left of the session. It might actually be 3 minutes, and there was a bit of a little glitch again.
It's normally the way.
Yeah. A little bit offline there through the chicane as well. As the Quinn gets out of the way nicely there in the Alpha. And the track's about to get rather busy.
Bit of chaos at turn 1 in a minute.
Yeah. Luckily Probayam's going to avoid that now as he comes up to the line. And it's going to be a 120.6. It finds 8 attempts on his personal best, puts him into P7.
Absolutely, was just on the flyer behind him. He's a wee bit next one to the line, but he hasn't validated, so he might just have about enough ERS to go round again. But it will be a Z92. Oh, he's invalidated as well, so they're all joining that club at a minute.
If Williams are on an outlap. Someone's on a lap, surely.
Liam RBS pushing.
Liam, okay. Very committed there through that chicane. On the throttle very early. Well, some people might not know that, but turn 10 is actually completely flat.
Liam's into the wall!
Well, just losing the back of the car.
That's a big old crash.
I think here's the first victim we've had there to properly lose a wheel.
It's not Australia if that doesn't happen, is it?
No, it is not.
That was a big old crash.
Abzi is pushing again, just finished the first sector. There's a big train coming to the line now. Lion's going to start his lap. Adam's going to start his. And is Catterson to finish his lap? Not quite, it's one of the other red dots. I don't know how much you struggle on a Monday, but I can't tell the difference between the Ferraris and the Alphas on the map.
Yep. I think they've recently changed the colours.
Yeah.
In one of the latest updates. And yeah, it's very difficult to see the difference. Very difficult. I always find the Alpha to be a lot darker usually, but they changed it again. I was like, what's going on? I will try and find like it's you and the Ferrari, and I changed the bloody hex bents in the. I'm like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah. Amsey then up to the line. Got it all together this time. It's still looking quite enough for pole, still 2 attempts slower than what Catterson's managed.
JD's going to the line as well. He's up as well, so he might push himself up to 3rd place. It's a good lap there from him in the Williams. Nice, solid sector 3. I was watching him on board with that one, and then up to 3rd.
Well, Catterson is still improving. He's already on provisional pole. Session has just elapsed. 3 cars are done for the session. However, Catterson, currently on provisional pole, comes up to the line and finds another 10th and a half, gets it into the 19.4s.
Or Lion to 3rd as well, just outside the 119s. Good job from the Renault as well.
Adam, I don't know if he improved them, but is in 10th now.
Pim's invalidated. Hazard, is he on the lap? He's also invalidated. And KP, is he on a lap?
He is, by the look of things.
He is.
Couple more corners to navigate now, currently sitting in P9. Isn't the worst thing for his debut here in the league. Car got out of shape a little bit through that final corner, but it's going to be up to the line to find 1.5 attempts, puts him up into P7.
I think he'll be happy with that, you know?
Yeah, let's see why he can't.
Yeah, just come here in the last week. Did the sprint race, didn't he, last week, and now he's in his first feature race.
Yeah.
I think that's it, unless Absy's on a flyer, but...
Yeah, JD's out of fuel.
Yep, that
so, yeah, Catterson takes another pole of the season. And once again, one thing we're very good at here doing on a Tuesday is giving people the commentator's curse.
Oh, don't worry, that's not just a Tuesday thing.
It's usually Pro Mayhem that falls victim to us, so...
Oh no.
So obviously, yeah, on board with Liam then, so he's been hit by it.
I can't remember who I did it to last night. I think it's on the qualifier. Oh, who was that? Let me try and think. I can't remember. Someone I was talking literally like, oh, I think it was Forzan at China actually.
Ah, okay.
So Forzan pushes his way through here. Oh, and he's in the wall.
Ah.
That's normally how it goes.
Well, we're only through the grid then. For the final round of the season's qualifying session, it is Catterson on pole for what seems like the millionth time this season. He usually gets up there. With Amsey, the current confirmed champion, second, ahead of Lion, JD, Liam, Pim, KPP, Pro Mayhem, Key and Adam round out the top 10, with Sir Quinniff, Brad, Anton, the last set of times. So both Ferraris they're not doing the best of jobs, but I'm sure they'll bounce back in the race as always. With Z92, Exam and the Hazard all failing to set a time. Once again, the continuous support for Alfa Romeo here in F2.
Very close battle. I've just seen how close it actually is for the Constructors' Championship.
Yeah.
Between McLaren and Williams. Wow, that is...
It's been that
5
close
points
all season.
between it. Wow. I always see those cars in the points, but I didn't know it was that close. That is very impressive that they got neck to neck all the way through the season. And still close all the way through for third place as well. Still everything's up for grabs for like 4 teams, so anything can happen here.
There's a lot to play for. Only 40, I think I worked out to 44 laps altogether here tonight. But it's going to be very close. Of course, the drivers is wrapped up. JD is pretty much confirmed second unless Carson can get a perfect night. And JD's night doesn't go very well. Then again, that P3 is definitely up for grabs, and I think P7 as well, that battle. There's a lot of cars in contention for that position.
Yeah, it's very close. Very close. Absi's run away with it towards the that middle of the season spell. Look at that. Plenty of points, plenty of wins in there, plenty of gold squares and that on the driving championship board, and that's the difference really. If you can get a few wins together, especially with the maximum point being on offer in the feature race, if you win a feature race and get a decent result, if you can get in the if you can win a feature race or get in the podium and then get points in the sprint race, you're consistently going to be fighting for a championship battle, and that's what he's done this season by the looks of things.
Yeah, it seems to be the usual sort of standard, isn't it? I think I somehow managed it last season, to everyone's shock.
Yeah, last season, yeah. I caught the last few races, and I caught you going to the wall.
We don't speak of that race.
at Vietnam. That is gone down to CSGB history, that one.
Your reaction to that, I will never forget it.
That's clipped, don't worry about that one.
It's clipped? Wow, okay.
That was world class. I was giving you the big up and everything. And,
yeah, you cursed me.
Exactly.
If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have lit up the Riz about 20 metres from the line.
That was it. You heard me. You felt my presence in your head.
Yeah.
So I waited for Netsky to actually going in a straight line last night to give him the big send off.
Yeah.
But I'm still having a look at incidents, so anything can happen. But I think with the sprint race result as well, then it's not going to change. Netsky is just.
No, I don't think so.
With a stutter off the line there from some of the cars, nearly ploughed into the back of each other.
Not the best way to start the night, as Carlson nearly drives into the wall there on the left.
Oh, wow. Good start.
Cool, got drivers stopping to start on the hard tyres. I wouldn't personally recommend that. But maybe they're not comfortable with the soft-medium strategy.
Yeah, that is a bold move. Maybe looking to go long, but with all the safety cars, well, I'll say all the safety cars, we had 2 safety cars last night and a virtual safety car in the feature race. So the mediums will have time to sort of cool down and regain a few laps in them. So that's probably the bold move to start on the medium tyres. But the hard tyres, they can come back to the people later on.
Yeah.
I think it's a bold move, but it's one that could pay off. Very race depending.
Yeah, if they get damage in the opening laps, it's probably going to be race over for them. But
yeah,
they can stretch them out. I mean, their softs will be much better at the end to those starting on the mediums, and then choosing to go to softs. So
yeah, that's the case really. You've got to sort of almost wait for the right moment to jump onto those softs, because they're very quick once they first go on, but they can die off because you've got to take these softs quite a long distance if you want to do a soft medium.
yeah,
You've got to that's why the undercut around here is quite powerful. So those starting on the hards later on in the race are going to be extremely lot quicker than those who are going to be on the mediums. Well, when the changeover period sort of comes in. Then again, I fully expect at least one safety car tonight.
Yeah,
I mean
as we saw yesterday, didn't we?
So tight, yeah.
It was lap turn 1, both races, wasn't it, I think?
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see if everyone can get through there cleanly. I'd imagine they will, but anything can happen, of course. Also just noticed Anton put when you join that you're an upgrade compared to Dovey, so...
Oh, poor Dovey.
Firstly, don't get baited by these lights because we're not going yet.
This almost seems like an F2 problem. I don't get
I
this.
think it's if the host spectates, it just breaks the game. Because I host
right.
F1 as well, don't I? And it's fine for you.
Yeah.
But we are now actually underway. And it's like a very good start from Abzi. I think he's actually already ahead in a couple of metres there as he pulls back over to the racing line. JD possibly having a look on the inside as well, but thinks better of it. And I can't quite see what's happening behind just yet. Yellow flag somewhere. One of the Renaults has flied into the wall. And we have a safety car.
It all looks so good. It all looked like it was going well. And then a Renault just appears on the right hand side of the track. I didn't see any contact in there. But I was watching from the 2 Racing Points perspective. And it looks like Kieran's got a 5-second penalty for a collision there under the yellow flags as well. So we do have a safety car. And last night repeats itself.
Yeah. Well, so I probably expect medium guys or the hard guys to stay out here. Don't imagine they'll come into the pits.
Yeah, it's too early on to also make a pit stop, especially with how long the tyres can go here. And I probably fully expect, if that's the case, at least a virtual safety car a little bit later down the line. I don't think it's worth the risk. But you know, some people may be feeling a little bit sneaky last race of the season. Maybe try something they wouldn't try earlier on in the season. Still good points to play for though.
Especially those maybe further down. So I guess maybe the Ferraris might try and split their strategy. Both currently on the medium tyres. One of them might try, I guess, pit for softs now, maybe mediums then later on, making easier, like technically one stop, but we'll still be going through the pit lane twice. As well as the Racing Points down at the back might try something, but I have to wait and see. I don't imagine.
Damage. Quinneff's into the pit lane.
That's one in. He's on the soft tyres. Would the hards make it to the end from here? They wouldn't, would they?
I'll get the information up for you that we've been gifted, but let me get back to you in a second. Life expectancy is about 23 laps for the hard tyres. Well, it'd be very touch and go.
Maybe another safety car later on could just about make the distance, but
there's a significant pace disadvantage when you put them on.
Yeah.
And they're just going to drop off a lot later on too, so probably not worth the risk, but Quinniff sort of doesn't really have another choice at the minute.
Not really. Did he get damage on that first lap, or was it just strategic call?
It didn't seem like he did. Oh,
Liam's disconnected from the session.
Yeah, so it's interesting to see what actually happened there. I didn't see too many cars offline, or there's a couple of cars too wide through turn 1, but I think it could have just been the slightest of touches which actually put the Renault into the wall, which is unfortunate.
I think that's all it takes there, doesn't it? I've had it in the past.
Exactly.
Slight contact because the car is so loaded to one side, and you will lose control.
Yeah, especially on the first turn, your cars are so heavy as well, and your tyres just aren't up to temperature yet.
Yeah.
One little mistake and straight into the wall. He said he got taken out in the chat.
Yeah, there's definitely contact with someone.
Yep. But no one else had damage, so it must have been a slight of touches, like you say.
Yeah.
Just caused an unsettlement of the car and looked like a big impact.
See, I'm going to one my lap on the safety car. I think you would this last time, didn't you? Just not sure why it's there, but...
Yeah. He sort of came around the corner, like a couple of corners before actually, they're all lined up, and the safety car's like, yeah, I fancy driving around one more time.
Yeah.
Maybe the driver just fancies a few laps, get paid for a reason.
Yeah. I reckon he gets paid per meter, so... he just
yeah, paid per meter, yeah.
Race controller like, okay, yeah, come in this lap, he's like, nah.
I wasn't out last week, I'm going around this week. Absolutely securing the safety car, a bit of the Lewis Hamilton treatment.
Yeah, I thought he lost it on turn 1 then. I had a really weird camera angle. I thought he just binned it into the wall.
Well, interestingly, two people have pitted here.
For me, him and Adam both opting for the medium tyres. that should be a fairly easier one stop for them now from here, of course.
Yeah. Go on to those softs later on if they've got probably a used pair, I imagine, if they didn't use them all in qualifying. Should be able to do a good push these mediums. You can probably afford to push these medium quite hard now. Run them into the ground.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Hope maybe for a bit of a later safety car.
Yeah, I think both me and Noah were on the same strategy last night. We were hoping a couple more laps. I think I was actually scheduled to pit the next lap unless we had that safety car.
Yeah.
And I just thought, you know what, softs will make 13 laps. They nearly did. They were dying at the end, but...
Well, at least you stayed on track and it paid off. I was going to say, yeah, because you had the pace straight away, and that's why you pulled away, but then you could tell they're slowly dying off.
Yeah. I think I was battling cars the entire race as well, which does not help tyre wear.
Yeah. Definitely played a big part in this game. Being stuck behind someone or trying to hold off the people behind.
Yeah.
We're about to get underway again. Back out the field very early.
Yeah, and we're going to have Absy leading the way. We've seen JD's been very strong on safety car restarts this season. I think I said this before, but the most notable was Russia. He was leading. I think he pulled 2.5 seconds in the first 2 sectors. Wow. Some insane pace from him there.
See if Absy things that go under the radar. They could be definitely race winners if you get the restarts correct. Definitely make up a few positions.
Absy does get us back underway, then it accelerates out of the final corner. They've got a decent restart. Catterson maybe losing the back a little bit there. Seems to have gone quite far over to the right of the track. And I think possibly side by side into turn 1. JD has a look but thinks better of the move. So going to stay with top 3 as they are. I don't know what happens behind. Liam's dropped quite a bit back, 2 seconds already. I
think he's disconnected again. He's not back in.
He's not back in.
His car.
Okay.
But his ghost is causing a few problems.
Ben sent him in back up, so that's cool. He's holding everyone back here. The top 3 are going to be loving this as Pim finally gets past.
Close there by Pim. He nearly put himself in the wall trying to get around the AI, but he's definitely holding people up here.
Kid's going to get past now, just like KPP as well. The Ferrari just about finds the gap on the right. The other one's going to try the outside, but the AI covers it off. And Brad gets up the inside into turn 9. I think that's the annoying thing, isn't it, with the AI in front of you at a restart? They just don't accelerate.
The racing points are going to go side by side for 11 with Liam's AI, and just about sneaks his way through. Oh, and he's gone off though on the exit. Oh, nearly lost the rear end there. Somehow he held that on the grass on the outside of 11 or 12, sorry. And that was quite a squiggly rear end there from Hazard.
They're back up to the front. Adds a little bit deep into 15. So Catterson is pretty much right on the back of him now. As they start lap 5 of 29 here. And there's the fastest lap for the Alfa Romeo in pursuits. Well, he had a bit of overtaking practice on me last night. Couldn't quite get the job done, but...
Definitely drove very well last night, the Catterson. But he's got that practice now, so he should have a bit of idea where the best overtaking points are and the best grip is on the track.
And again, all of these top 3 participated in F1 last night.
Yep.
So a bit of experience under their belt. They kind of know what they can, what they can't do. And where's the best places to go for an overtake. I think Pim is closing up a little bit after they were pretty much all held up at that restart. Gap now 2.6. Top 2 get very close now, down into turn 13. There's still no way through just yet.
Kieran's got a bit of breathing room at the minute to cars ahead and behind, but he does have that 5-second penalty, which he's probably kicking himself for. Probably again like the slightest bit of contact under a yellow flag, and he's got to. There's a 5 seconds, so will probably get taken off in the pit lane as DRS is enabled.
Into turn 13 is going to be Catterson's strongest point there. He seems to be quick through that fast chicane at the start of the final sector.
Yeah, it's incredible how much pace you can carry through there and how much momentum you can get into turn 13.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to make a move into that corner. But if you can get it right, then you can definitely make a position or two.
Got yellow flags somewhere. I can't see anyone spawn. Maybe a mistake from him.
I think someone may have just run slightly out wide. Not that there's anything too drastic. Yeah, it must have been Pim there because Kieran's got through into fourth.
Catterson very nearly loses through turn 10.
Pim's actually got half his front wing missing on the right hand side. So I did see a car run wide. He must have clipped the wall there, but he's holding up cars into turn 11 now.
Yeah, JD got up past Catterson there. The Alfa Romeo went a little bit squirmy through turn 10, and that is a Ferrari out. I can see a couple cars off. I'm a virtual safety car.
That was well, that was a slow Williams of Pim's getting in the way there. He went wide into turn 11, came just on the inside of the apex, the one that's very easy to lose the rear end, and I didn't quite catch the full wrap of it, but it looks like he took a few cars with him on the entry to turn 12.
Leaders
bit of a messy one.
Top 3 opt to come in, use the virtual safety car to get a much cheaper pit stop.
Not a free one.
Not a free one. I think I might have said that a couple of times as well. But
Anton's got a great restart into turn 3, or KPP just gave him enough room, just let him take it, but Anton didn't fancy that one that time around.
Yeah, so Nokia leads the way, one McLaren substituting his lead for the other. On those soft tyres. I think the McLaren's usually very good with communication. I think at Monaco, Abdi stayed out so Kia could pit. Could argue it cost him the win that day. Anton's still right out the back of KPP. To get down to the chicane, both run a little bit wide. I believe they both survived it. Now DRS for the Ferrari. Can he make a move now down to 13? Let's have a look. He breaks a little bit later but can't quite get up alongside of the Red Bull.
It's so difficult into that corner. You almost have to be side by side before you can make a move, because if you could try and defend into that position, you can't really take a shorter line, otherwise you'll end up on the outside. You almost have to be side by side, otherwise you're not going to make a move into that corner.
Yeah, I can't really outbrake something how narrow it is on the exit.
Yeah.
I know that is one of the corners they are changing for this year's race in real life. I believe 13 as well as turn 1 are both being made a little bit wider. So hopefully overtaking will be easier there. Of course, this track, if you ever watched a real life race here, you can't overtake.
Yeah, it's just the cars are too wide at the minute.
Yeah.
Realistically, it is a street circuit. It is a public park. It is a public road, and just gets turned into. So it does sort of come under the street circuit, but it's a lot more flowy, a lot more speed than you'll usually see, and a lot less walls right off the racing line.
Yeah. I guess if Hungary is Monaco without the barriers, this is Monaco with some runoff.
Yeah, this is Monaco with the grass or something. I don't know what else.
Yeah. Always with the Ferrari of Anton nearly loses it, where his teammate did a couple laps ago. Can give KPP some breathing space. Pro Mayhem now launched onto the back of the Ferrari to take that final podium place as it is at the moment, but of course all these guys have to make a pit stop still. The three that pitted that were leading all went for the hard tyre, so they're going to try and go to the end of this race. Pro Mayhem very squirmily, but it's a much better exit out of the final corner. Again, you don't really want to go for a move into turn 1 unless you can solidly be ahead before the braking zone. Best thing to do is force your opponent to the inside line and then just get a switch back on him.
Yep.
He's going to send it down into turn 3. A little bit deep, Anton gets the switch back and the Ferrari stays ahead.
That was I've seen a good battle through there just last night as well. Good battle all the way through 4, 5 and 6. It's very good racing from a lot of drivers. There's exams on the soft tyres. So interesting, he's going through another. We've got Liam into the pit lane as well. Is he back? Double check with you.
Yeah, Exam going very aggressive on his strategy at the moment, so is Pim.
believe Liam is back. Might be wrong.
It's quite hard to tell, isn't it, when there's no car near them?
Yeah. Should just have an X above it all the time. Oh, Absy and Quinniff just swap positions out of into turn 13, so the move has been made there by Absy. Like he just got it done before the corner arrived. Must have been a little bit of a twitch out of the final corner, and now Catterson's putting his teammate under pressure as well. Oof, he nearly loses the rear end out of the last corner.
It is a tricky one, isn't it, that final corner?
Yeah,
Use a bit too much exit curb, the car will get unsettled.
It almost slides out, you get understeer on the way out, and then you almost get oversteer on the exit. It's a difficult one to know where to compromise the throttle.
Mayhem does get past successfully into turn 3 this time around. Anton tried to fight back through 4 but couldn't quite get the run. Pushed the Haas up into P3 at the moment. Saw that racing point behind, he's going to rubbing his hands, see if anything happens between the two battling ahead.
Catterson and the Alfa Romeos have switched positions. That happened on the start-finish straight as Kieran picks up another penalty, so he's not doing too well on the old penalty front. Is the McLaren driver leading the way? That's 8 seconds now, I believe, for him.
It is indeed. Only other driver penalty at the moment is the Hazard with 5.
Oh, probably Mayhem's going to sneak down the inside of 14, but again, that quickly disappears. KPP goes wide and into the pit lane.
Trouble into the pits. As we'll be seeing Kier into the pits soon. Where I think on softs you can push to lap 12. I've done it before after qualifying on softs. But you have got to be careful in those last couple of laps or you will light up those rears.
Yeah, they can go about 12 laps. Mediums apparently can go 18. So, about the medium pit stop now. I'm in the medium pit window. So those, Kieran will definitely be looking to go onto there, I'm sure.
Yeah, KPP does go into the mediums. See, Anton got 3 seconds, I believe, through turn 1 and 2. Just getting the line slightly wrong through there. Cass and Nabsy still together. JD's still behind the racing point at the Hazard at the moment. Can't quite find a way through. And is dropping to those net leaders at the moment. Cass going to try anything this time around. No, not quite close enough.
Hazard and JD battling, they come together slightly, and Hazard's round almost half spin, just about saves it. He looked all wobbly out of 11 and 12, and 13 approach, and he was also unsettled. And he just clipped the rear end of the Williams and nearly put his car into the inside wall on the exit of 13, but just about held it. But he did pick up a 3-second penalty for taking too much of the inside curb. And that could have been a disaster for him.
We have Kieran to the pit lane then, the McLaren that was leading. Drops down to P10. It's going to be tight on the exit, but I believe he's going to keep that place. And he's on 4 hard tyres to the end of the race.
Interesting.
It's like the exam does get him. Does KPP get him as well? He does, I believe.
Oh, he's nearly gone round as well, Kieran, there on the entry, just avoiding the cars. Maybe slightly put him off. There's still plenty of pit stops ahead of him to take place. Did he serve the 5-second penalty? He did, so he's only got 3 seconds left now.
Harrison's still on the back of Absy. Of course, both planning to go to the end, but imagine if we get a safety car, they will both be into the pits.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Onto the mediums or the softs. Oh, Absy's good move, that. Can he get the move done, though?
I'll try around the outside, not quite.
Respect. Hasn't snuck up the inside there nicely and got the move done. Oh, Anton into the pits then.
It's from the medium tyres.
Interesting then, it's
going to
be
be hard. As Catterson now into the net lead of the race, still 3 cars ahead of him yet to make a stop. And it could be a while before we see them into the pit lane. If they're all going for the 1 stop.
Yeah, their pit window probably open around lap 20 or so, I would say, maybe just before that. And then probably all gone to soft tyres, I imagine.
I think my pit window was lap 17 last night, which would have been 12 to the end.
Yeah. So that will.
I'm sure if they can stretch it, they
Yellow
will.
flag, though.
And that is Sir Quinniff into the wall at turn 5. Gets the car turned around before anybody else comes past.
Oof, very close. Exam, they just flew into a cloud of smoke. Gave me Raikkonen and Belgium vibes, that clip. That's what I just saw there, but he just about avoided the Alfa Romeo. Still going very slowly though, is Quinniff. Well, his tyres.
He'll be getting past now. Nearly contact, and they both get through. Pro Mayhem picks up a time penalty. Currently leading the race. And Pim gets past nicely as well. Gonna guess by the pace of that Renault, Liam has not rejoined the session yet.
I don't believe so, but he's still got a fuel ERS tank, and yeah, it's definitely not Liam driving the car.
So 92 picks up a penalty in the exit of turn 4. JD's got a bit of work to do now as well. He's got to catch up the 3 seconds that he's lost from when they pitted. I think it was 8 laps ago now, lap 6, and we had the VSC.
Yeah, the 2 ahead of him don't look like they're slowing each other down too much, because Casson just got past just before turn 13, a couple of laps ago. So they're just sort of pulling each other along and away from JD at the minute. JD really wanting to start fighting, getting back in contention, but doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon. Cadson looks like he's got a bit more pace here than Abzi.
But DRS definitely helping Abzi at the moment, just pulling him along really.
Yeah.
Catterson not with much battery either. We've seen Abzi been quite good with his ERS this season. Catterson, one of the complete opposites really.
Yeah, floor at the start, and hope you're further enough ahead not to be caught at the end. That's normally how it goes. You can see his red light flashing, so Abzi will know that he's using a lot of that battery power. As he gets a little bit out of shape, does the McLaren out of turn 2, but DRS will close that gap back up again.
These guys nearly right on the back of Adam now, just over a second. It's better to see him in between the next sort of 2 to 5 laps for these soft tyres. Of course, you don't want to leave your pit stop too late because you want to get the most out of those softs.
Exactly. You don't want to lose too much time either to those cars behind who have caught up on the faster compound, and those hards can go quite a long time, and well, those tyres on 8 laps now probably just about getting to the peak performance of those hard tyres. It does take a few laps to get them driven into the road. You know, you normally find peak performance between 30 and 50%. I normally do, especially when using the hard tyres. I'm not sure about you.
Yeah, I try and avoid the hards at all cost.
Yeah, well, if it's avoidable, then avoid it like the plague. But when I do have to go on, they do pick up sort of around the middle of their lifespan.
Yeah, it's kind of once they're warmed up, which normally takes a good sort of 5 to 10 laps, really, depending on the track and also the weather conditions.
Yep, no rain so far this race week in CSGB in Australia, but may have just cursed the sprint race there.
Yeah, now it's going to be heavy rain, isn't it?
Yeah, full wet.
For the sprint. And knowing CSGB, it'll be dry for the lap 1, and then by the end of lap 2 it's going to be raining, because that's happened quite a lot, surprisingly.
Dry into wet, not a better race than that.
Yeah.
It's going to get a little bit squirmish through the neck. Oh, Liam's Ghost is in the way. Oh, just about squeezing through there. 30, yeah, may pay an impact here though on Catterson, and may allow Abzi through if he can get just a little bit of a break behind, absolutely Catton could become unsettled from that car ahead, because any little mistake through 11 and 12, and it could be the end of your race, really.
Yeah, that's what it takes, isn't it? Just on the throttle slightly too early for 12, and you'll probably end up in the wall, but if you're lucky, the gravel.
Yeah. You can end up in the wall, but the high chance are, the speed you hit it, your wheel's most likely to come off, like we saw Liam do in the qualifying. Ooh, very close to the rear end there, absolutely.
Adam's into
in the
pits.
pit, yeah.
Hermelium's going to stay out for another lap on those mediums. I'm assuming it's going to be soft tyres for that Mercedes then, as it's another set of mediums. Okay, it's not quite confident to go.
Hazard stays out too. Looks like the other Mercedes will get a jump on his teammate, so Exam passed. I think I saw in the chat that Exam had a qualifying ban, so he's working his way up quite nicely here as a Mercedes. And still probably going to have to do another pit stop at some point.
Yeah, I imagine if you another set of softs on it to the end.
Yeah.
Once he makes that decision to come in. But Anton is right on the back of him, so you can see 2 compounds harder, and he's probably faster at the moment. That's just a degradation on those soft tyres right now. Will not be helping the Mercedes out too much.
He's getting close. Just couldn't get the exit there to close into turn 13, but again, the use of DRS will just close the gap, which is quite handy when you're only 2 cars on a DRS train. I mean, you also can see that flashing light of the car ahead of him.
Yeah. He's probably using this to save more battery as well. I think it has pretty much gained about 20% since Carlson first got past.
Just biding his time, the McLaren. You can see he's closing already, because I think once you get sort of around 10%, you lose just standard medium battery power too, so you're probably down on a straight line speed from the car behind anyway. So it's just a matter of time before Absi decides to make an attack on the car ahead of him. Anton, really pushing Exam for his Exam stays out another lap. Oh, he's gone round actually, Exam.
Oh.
Exam's lost it at the exit of turn 2. Do not rejoin. He's in a very dangerous place at the minute.
One more car. No, he's good.
There we go.
Drives into the wall, breaks his front wing. Maybe not quite aware how long his car was there, but...
Commentator curse, just watching them through 1 and 2, and round he goes.
And those rears might have had enough then.
Yeah, those tyres are in the bin. Probably had Jeff on the phone a couple of laps ago telling him to box. Didn't listen to him.
That gives Anton a bit of clean air now to try and catch up to the back of the Hazard, who's probably be struggling soon on those tyres. 17 laps on the hards. And we assume we'll probably have to hit again.
Yep, so they could... We'll be touch and go to the end. Oh, Pro Mayhem into the pit lane as well. The leader no longer be the leader. He's going to drop down a fair few positions here.
There's going to be soft tyres for the Haas. Does he get out ahead of the Ferrari? He does.
Yep, quite comfortably there.
We'll be able to push on now, hopefully catch a couple of cars ahead of him. It's got about 10 seconds to JD. Adam Scott was the back of Kia as well. And Absi's still just biding in time behind Catterson here. Battle for P2, but it will be the lead. FZ92 decides to pit again, but they are catching up to him anyway.
Interesting, the Hazard's got 11 seconds worth of penalties. I don't know where he's gathered them up from. So he will be losing a lot of positions in those midfield, in that mid sort of points positions. But a real winner here at the minute may be Adam. He's just watching on from the back of the sort of train. If he can close up a little bit to the cars ahead, he will probably jump up a few positions. But yeah, Hazard's going to be the real loser if it stays the way it is. There's 11 seconds worth of penalties, which is not ideal. But he's on those older compound of tyres. His I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to push them all the way to the end here.
Abzi had a little look into time on this time around, but couldn't quite get close enough, and Catterson will probably have DRS by the time we get round to turn 12.
If he hasn't made the move already, that is.
Yeah. So he doesn't get too desperate and just sends it.
Yeah.
But I doubt he will. Catterson's not the kind of driver to do that.
If he can almost get that racing point between him and Abzi, that could play into his hand quite nicely. Just give him a bit of space to maybe regain some of his ERS, but it doesn't look like he's doing that, as Abzi has used a significant amount in the last couple of laps, down to 50% now. So it looks like he's going to be putting a charge on.
I think at this point, we've now just under 10 laps to go. He's going to try and put a bit of pressure onto the Alpha. Maybe try and force a mistake.
Pro Mayhem's pushing his way past the Hazard and gets the move done with a little bit of wheel banging, but nothing race ending.
Catterson's still behind Z92 then for the current lead of the race. Abzi looks much better on the brakes there into turn 15. It might just be Catterson to brake a little bit earlier to avoid running into the back of the racing point, as Abzi picks up a 3-second time penalty for running wide at the final corner. Catterson's going to move into turn 1 now up the inside. Nice easy move that Abzi needs to kind of react to that. He only should be able to after a mistake from the racing point back on the exit of turn 2.
Take a quick look at the warnings for you, just to see what
So Hazard comes into the pit lane then. Get rid of those hard tyres that are probably screaming, or nearly at that point anyway.
Catterson is one warning away from a penalty.
Okay, then as with that penalty, you need to either force that mistake. Catterson's run a little bit wide, or he needs to make this move and use the battery he has, which is now only 40% as he comes out of turn 9. I think he knows that after that penalty, if he's going to get this win, he needs to really start pushing now. He needs to get back onto the back of that Alpha.
Yeah, he needs to make the move now, or at least within the next couple of laps. Otherwise, he's going to not win this race. But 21 laps have flown by, as the 2092 is in the pit lane.
Put JD back up to third, then hasn't really had the pace since they've pitted for these hard tyres. He's promoted the fast lap of the race. Currently in P4. It's been quite a quiet race there from the Haas.
Yep, going about his business nicely. That's what picks you up decent points, especially in league races. You know, just if you could be consistent and sit in a points position, and just that's the ideal scenario, really. Just avoiding other people and finishing in a good points position. And he's done that today. Yeah, but let's not curse him again.
Yeah, we really shouldn't talk about Pro Mayhem because it doesn't normally end well, but we'll hope you didn't hear that bit. And then he can get on with his race.
Oh no.
As KPP's lost the car at turn 5.
Let's have a with Pim, see what actually happened here. It's a very strange place to lose the car. It's almost... This is at the exit of turn 5 here.
Yeah. See if his car's still there when we get there. It is over on the left.
Ooh, quite a big collision with the wall there. His wheel's almost inside the cockpit. No VSC, no safety car, as of yet.
And now the car's gone, so we're going to stay green.
So.
Obviously still can't find a way past Catterson at the moment.
KPP is in the chat. What happened, mate? What happened? Let us know. Did miss it, unfortunately.
I think Pro Mayhem's reeling in JD here. That gap does seem to be coming down a little bit.
Yeah, I would not be surprised. He's got the absolute flying at the end of this race, is the Haas. Both on... Pro Mayhem does a 3-second penalty, though. So JD will probably be aware of that. I imagine they'll come fairly close come the final few laps of the race.
Currently have Pim in the pit lane. He's going on to try for a change over. New set of mediums. At the end of this race. Exam takes that fast lap away from Pro Mayhem, currently running in 11th place. So won't get the point for that at the moment unless he can get up past Gwyneth. Only 2 seconds is the gap. So we'll hope to try and close that down. An overtake there for P6, Z92 getting up past Adam up the inside of 13. Those fresh soft tyres are really going to be helping him at this stage in the race. Might be a bit of a task to catch up to the back of Anton for P5, but he's definitely going to give it a go. He has plenty of battery to use. Might try and steal the fast lap as well, as his teammates lost the car at turn 12, kept it out of the wall though. Although just a slight kiss on the wall, he has lost an end plate.
Too late to really think about a pit stop now. If he does want to, probably try and take the car to the end.
Exam has caught up by 2-second gap already on the back of Sir Gwyneth. And Hauser does come into the pit lane. Gwyneth pits anyway, so it's going to be clean air for the Mercedes.
Just go out and enjoy the final 5 laps of the feature race. Although Absy's going to make an attack into turn 13, he's thinking about it, he's used all his battery down the inside and sweeps round, and Catterton saw it coming. Good read there, good switchback from Catterton. But that was the first bit of aggressive attacking we saw from the McLaren.
As we're going through that, Exam tried to get past Liam's AI. He possibly tried at the inside of turn 1, but the AI shot the door. So there were yellow flags there briefly, he did lose a bit of time as well. And now it's 40 seconds of clean air to the car in front, so I'd imagine he's just going to try and get to the end of this race now.
That was definitely Absy's chance there. He's used a significant amount of battery. He's still on 35% compared to the 13 of the car in front. Good awareness from Catterton, just to avoid the car coming through his inside and just nicely to the position back. Good duel so far. So
Pro Mayhem has caught the back of JD for that final podium, at least on track. Going to be a lot of work from Pro Mayhem to pull that 3 seconds that he has. Yeah. Of course, it's quite a cliche in Formula 1, but catching up is one thing, overtaking is a completely different story.
Yeah, as Exams into the pit lane, interestingly.
Is that another fast lap attempt then? From the Mercedes as Pro Mayhem's going to have a look at the inside of 13.
He has caught up very quickly, hasn't he, Pro Mayhem?
Yes.
Very quickly.
Start looking into 13. JD just about closing the door. Maybe he's going to keep this podium if he gets past. He needs to make this move as quickly as possible when he's going to have the inside line. For turn 1, move done as they put a lap on Exam as he leaves the pit lane.
Yeah, JD wasn't burning any ERS down that straight. He just got to try and stay within 3 seconds now and just try and keep it as clean as possible. And he'll take that with the penalties.
Just one thing stopping JD keeping up here is these tyres.
Yeah.
So he has plenty of battery to sort of fight back with. But does he have the grip to do it is another question. As we have a safety car on lap 26.
What on
After Pim has lost the car into the wall. That is going to seriously help McLaren in the Constructors' Championship here. Seems to be a topic that we've completely forgotten about during this race, but of course the Constructors is still very much on the line.
Let me do a bit of maths for you. I'll get this up. You can concentrate on the on what's just happened and the pit stops, if any, take place here.
I don't imagine there'll be any.
Wasn't expecting that. Probably at least one lap, I imagine, behind the safety car. Because I don't think you can finish.
I reckon we'll be going racing the end of 27. So we're gonna have one lap Abzi does come into the pit lane. Carson stays out. Pro Mayhem stays out, as well as JD.
Let me get my calculator out.
So Abzi the only car in the top group to stay out. Anton may jump him as well here. It's going to be very tight by the time they get to the pit exit, and in fact the Ferrari is passed. So Abzi drops to P5, but is on brand new soft tyres.
He'll probably get the fastest lap point as well, if he can push on those soft tyres. He showed the pace today, so but he's going to have a lot of traffic to get through as well. That'll be his first job. But he'll be very quick. I had a very similar situation here in the race myself, leading the way, put on new softs and ended up in an instant having to try and get back through the field again. So it's very, very difficult. He's going to be a lot quicker, so he's got to test his patience here, where and when to make the moves.
Yep, as that's a Mercedes, I think that's Exam overtaking everybody. And as a result, as what happens, you get disqualified from the session for overtaking the safety car. That brings us down now to essentially you finish the race, you guaranteed yourself a point here. As of course Liam hasn't been in the session since I think the first safety car on lap 1. And then we go safety car in this lap. We're going to have a 2-lap shootout to the end of this race. Pro Mayhem, probably the one to watch at the restart, of course, has the better tyres. But Abzi on those brand new soft tyres is going to be a threat. As I think that's a bit confusing. I think that's Exam's car pulling over onto the gravel. Thought someone made a big mistake there, but it's all good. As only the top 6 are on the train here, Adam not quite catching up. But if he does, his tyres are going to be in pretty much prime condition. He also pitted, as did Kia. I think Adam is going to catch up here, so he's going to have nice warm tyres. As he enters shot briefly there. Cat's nearly losing it through 15, but he's going to get going now on the exit of 16. We're back to racing. JD seems to have the best restart there, right up behind Pro Mayhem as they come across the line to start the penultimate lap of the race. Not quite far enough alongside us, slot back in behind into P3. And of course now Carson's got some battery to actually use, I think the first time since about lap 6. Abzi passed Anton already, that's one car out of his way. JD next, 21 lap old hard tyres on that Williams. Also the 2 title contenders of course, as can now confirmed for Abzi. But it's been a tight battle all season between these two.
Currently McLaren are up 1 point in this race. I do believe.
So I'll give them a 6-point lead into the sprint race, I believe.
Yes, it will.
Yep.
So if it stays like this, it'll be 6 points. But him and JD will probably be starting quite close together. Oh, Kia picks up a 3-second penalty then. That could add a bit of he's on 6 seconds. And every car behind him has 6 or more. So it's not going to pay too much in terms of the final standings there.
Because we're not going to get DRS in this race. Abzi has used his entire battery allowance this lap, and there's a pile out.
There's a crash at the back. Z92's gone off. I think there's a little collision there with maybe the Mercedes. There's 3 of them in the little on the diagram in the map on the bottom right. But we're on the last lap. Ooh,
Abzi gets the move done up the inside into turn 3, goes a little bit deep onto the grass. That'll be JD back past. Anton has a little look, not quite close enough. Could possibly be settling for 4th here, but Adam may still jump him on penalties. I think he will jump him on penalties. Now we are into the final lap. Carson has held off at the front. Now has a 1-second gap over Pro Mayhem, who has a 1-second gap over JD, and then we have this battle here. Can Abzi get anything done this time around? Pretty much pushing the Williams, and then into 13. Not quite close enough, has to sit behind.
Turn 15 here. I think he might make a move down the inside.
Have a look on the McLaren. He thinks about it for sure, but backs out of it in the end. Has he got anything to fight with now up to the line? We'll go back to the leader as Catterson crosses the line to take another victory this season. Mayhem second, JD jumps up into second.
Adam takes
and
third.
Adam
Wow.
takes a podium.
From 7th finishing. He goes up all the way to 3rd. He'll be punching the air with that one, I'm sure. But look how close it is between Pro Mayhem and Absi.
31 thousandths of a second.
That's incredible.
That's something we've seen from Adam a lot these past 2 seasons. He doesn't get penalties and he just finds his way onto the podium quite often, to be honest.
Right, let me get your final point standings for the constructors here. So, oh, it disappears. Don't have photographic memory, so I'll wait for it to come back up.
JDP2, Abzi possibly 5th, I think. Then Kier, I think, finished 8th. Pim out of the race, so no points.
Right, that's... That's 16 points for McLaren and 18 for Williams. So 16.
So they close up.
16 for McLaren. Puts them on 302.
Yeah, we'll take you through the very provisional race results here for the final feature race season. It is Catterson taking another win here from pole as well, so we'll be happy with that one, with JD second and Adam on the final step of the podium once again here from getting no penalties. Pro Mayhem then in P4 ahead of Abzi, Anton, Kia, Z92, the Hazard and Sir Quinn getting the final point down in P10. Leo unfortunately disconnected early on, but Pim, KPP, Brad, Lion and Exam all failing to get to the checkered flag after incidents earlier on in the race.
Yeah, definitely an exciting one. Races all, fights all over the track. Quite a lot of did not finishes here, but that will leave a 2-point gap between McLaren and Williams going into the final sprint race. So plenty more action, plenty more points to fight for. Be interesting to see which way it goes. But definitely going to be a close one.
Yeah, it's not quite as close as yesterday. Of course, Renault and AlphaTauri going to the final sprint on equal points. Some will say it's scripted, but
yeah,
I assure you it is
may
not.
have slipped them a few pointers there. Yeah, you finished there. We'll take it to the final race.
Yeah,
I'm sure not. But 2 points. 2 points.
Still McLaren ahead of Williams, yeah?
Yes, so McLaren will be on 302, I believe, and Williams are on 300. Quite impressive scores.
Okay then.
It's gonna be completely off.
Yeah, so I reckon you're just completely wrong. It's just like... That's the fun bit where you can't be heard whilst I invite everybody. They missed a little bit of what you said, but I don't think it was too much. Yeah. I heard you last night, you've had enough. I'm gonna try and search your name again. No, I don't have you as a friend, so yeah. Gonna have another reserve for this race. Lord Buckland. Yeah. Send you a spare invite, might as well. It's wonderful that you're the only one with a name like yours. So. Yeah, certainly unique. You got that going. So. Right. Now you're free to waffle all you like.
What's the order looking like? As you're
No idea
probably going through it now. Oh god. Let me go back. Let's go back onto the final standings.
Apparently it's 3 points between McLaren and Williams.
3 points. Well,
Yeah.
who needs maths? Oh, did someone get a fastest lap?
Someone did. I don't know if someone relevant
Someone
did.
did. I don't know. Very aware.
There's exam, was it not? I can have a look here actually. I've got the thing on my screen now. Fastest lap went to exam.
Okay.
Don't know if that'll count because he got disqualified.
Probably not then.
That'll put the next fastest lap at. I have no idea.
Oh no.
I think the Hazard got it. Yeah, he did.
Would have been one of the drivers probably gone to the soft comp at the end now.
Yeah, the Hazard with a 123.2.
Very nice.
I believe in the end there.
How many drivers have we got so far in here? Do we have, well, 14 in the lobby. I need 12 drivers. Will they all be returning? I hope so. Oh, Rayman's in as well. I don't think he'll be driving.
It'd be a bit unfair if he decides to choose a car, but
Yeah, I would put it past him. Last race of the season.
I think everyone has an invite. If you haven't got an invite and you're watching the stream, let me know. I'll get you one as soon as I can.
Give me 30 seconds. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. Send a couple more invites out. Where's Liam's name gone? And they can't hear you. Sending can't need to send more invites, so yeah, you're on mute again.
We found one other driver in the time I was gone.
I believe we're going to have one more than last time for this one, so it'll be 17.
Lovely jubbly, the more the merrier, as they say. Got quite a few drivers. Be interesting to see, because we have a few of the higher finishers going to be sort of around the mid-pack really, without people that did not finish the race and the new people coming in.
Yeah, we also have a Racing Point 1-2
Really?
on the grid.
Well,
I believe,
good chance
actually
for
no,
points.
Sir Quinn if joins, it won't be. So it'll be a 2-3 for Racing Point. There you go, Quinn's in. Just two more we're waiting on. It will be all good for what's going to be possibly the most hectic race of the season.
Yeah, this is where the gloves are going to be off. And you watch it be full wet as well.
Yeah. You've
Drivers
jinxed
are
it
gonna
now,
be,
so it's going to be...
yeah, I mean, I don't know what I was even thinking, even saying it. It's always the way. I think I've said it a couple of times, to be honest. I've been like, oh, I really want a wet race. It happened at Russia in the sprint,
Yeah.
and somewhere else not too long ago. Was it Monaco?
Monaco was a wet
wet at all?
qualifying.
Yeah, I think that may have been it. I can't remember. Too many races. 3 different sessions a day. 3 different sessions a week. Gets all a bit blurred into one. But you love it, really. It's very enjoyable.
Yeah, I prefer
And
driving in the wet, so...
Yeah, it's a good challenge. I really do enjoy it. You know, it takes time to get used to. But
Yeah.
I do enjoy the wet conditions. I'm not sure I can say that on behalf of all the drivers.
I know there's a couple that hate it. I know McGamer, usual Red Bull driver here, loves the rain. Always praying for it and it just never comes.
You're a bit of the F2 rain specialist, weren't you, last season?
For some reason,
probably,
yeah.
Probably
Somehow...
wouldn't say it yourself, but I know some of the other drivers said that you love the rain, so maybe you should be giving out some lessons here. Just be patient, I think.
Yeah, it is mainly just patience. If you don't run traction control, it does help tyre wear.
Yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
yeah, no traction helps tyres, but obviously if your foot is or your finger, depending on what you use, is too heavy, you'll be in the wall a lot.
Yeah, you can
So,
save tyres a lot, but you can also lose them a lot as well.
yeah.
Which is a bit disappointing.
Same on the brakes, you just have to be really cautious, even if you do run ABS. It's very easy to scrub the tyres no matter what, so...
Yep, Australia's quite nice on the old tyre wear though, normally.
Yeah.
Maybe even nicer in the wet conditions too. As we have 15 drivers.
There should be one more, I think it's exam.
See if anyone said anything.
Or it's Liam, I think, actually, we're waiting for. Or both. I don't really know.
Just see he turns up.
Yeah, we've lost the driver from last time and we've gained one, so it should still be 16.
Don't have access to the F2 chat, unfortunately. I've been banished from that.
Yeah.
So I can't see if anything's going down in Discord, I'm afraid.
Nope, not really.
It's just silence. Should be a bit of arguments later on down the line, but the standard race confrontation.
Yeah. always a good read for that late night reading.
Oh, you gotta go.
Just
Love it.
after
I love
any
this trip
race,
to the
not
steward's
even.
office.
To be
Yeah.
honest, this is probably one of the best for post race. There's not usually too
With the
many
FC
arguments.
chat.
A couple other leagues that I won't name.
There's
Have
other
been,
leagues. What?
well, they refer to themselves as leagues, but they're not important. So
This isn't the place to be. Only going up.
yeah, I've
And this season's
seen
been
some
very
quite
good.
hectic post race arguments, which
Yeah,
I
it
just
gets a
find
bit,
amusing, really. But
You get bored of like scrolling through, I don't know, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, whatever you're into. Just go to the steward's office. That's always got
yeah,
good videos to watch as well.
or to be honest, any controversial Twitter comment section.
Exactly.
That's a good
Yeah,
read.
that's also very good. Nothing like F1 Twitter,
Nope.
or just racing in general. Everyone has an opinion on
To be honest,
everything.
any Twitter, to be honest, it's not just
Yeah,
F1.
just Twitter. It's not. Doesn't look like anyone's going to jump in, does it?
Does not look that way. Cool, 2 more minutes before we're supposed to be getting going.
Something quite eerie about the F1 lobby music. It's almost peaceful, yet it's just sort of gives you that sort of tension of a build up to a race. It's
Yeah.
let's say something I don't listen to on my weekends. Banger in it.
Yeah, I see anyway, like the music it is quite peaceful. But there's also, yeah, you said there's a little bit of tension to it, isn't there?
Exactly.
just-
It's a perfect lobby music. Oh, someone has joined. Who's this?
Exam
someone
is
joined?
in.
Oh, there we go. Up to 16 drivers, so 8-point finishes and 8 non-point finishes, so we've got a good split.
Something I noticed last night, I don't know how clear it was from where you were watching, but I think last night was possibly one of the most hectic races of the season.
There's a lot going on, I
A
can tell you
lot
that.
of drivers. I mean, I was following Netsky and Sligo through the field as they pretty much bullied everybody, which was fun for me.
Yeah. I was watching on, I was like, okay. I was focusing on that. The main focus of last night was trying to stay up to date of what was going on with the championship, because it was very close, chopping and changing all the way. There's a point where I thought, if you could stay 2 seconds behind them, which is an extremely difficult task for any driver, if you stay within that, you'd have may stayed in second place, and Netsky would have dropped to third place.
Yeah, I think there was a point Sligo was trying to back Netsky up because I think he would have seen I didn't have a penalty because I stood, the gap was nearly 3 seconds and then suddenly it was like 1.9. I was like, what?
Yeah.
How am I catching these two?
Yeah, they were definitely a few tactics going on there, but
yeah, I think Netsky just went for it in the end, didn't he?
Yeah, he had to get past because he got a penalty quite late on actually because Sligo had one. Netsky picked one up, so that opened it back up again. Then he got one taken away during the second safety car. No, there's all action everywhere, and it was quite a hectic race, but it was definitely good entertainment. And there's no doubt this one's not going to be entertaining either. So as the drivers are now ready for that, so we're about to get underway.
Of course, Constructors is still definitely up for grabs for those top 2 teams.
Yep, 3 points. Is that correct?
That's what Ben said, so
We'll listen to Ben.
Depends who we trust maths more, yours or his.
Ben gives us numbers. Ben is man to listen to.
Yeah.
3 points. That's all we need to know.
And we totally weren't paid to say that.
No, I'm not. So I was just gonna stop talking. Ben is man. We listen to.
You disobey him, you get like a whole event banned. So
I get sacked.
It's almost like a dictatorship.
This will be our last race commentating.
Yeah,
for
after that, we're not coming back for next season, are we?
Oh, it's not raining.
It's not, but I think we saw it in Belgium. It was blue skies and then it was wet by the end of lap 3. So
That is true.
you never know. It doesn't normally rain in Australia. Of course, it isn't Central Europe, so
It's not Europe at all.
it's not. I think you couldn't be farther away from Europe, could it?
Not really, no.
Yes, it could be New Zealand, but it's
Yeah,
about as far away
Is
as you can get.
just about. They do say the other side of the world for a reason.
Yeah.
What's the max points the team can get here? 27, 28 with the fastest lap?
Whatever 15 plus 12 plus 1 is.
15?
So yeah, 28.
That's 20, yeah. But Williams just need to overturn a 3 points deficit. Oh, what's the countback situation? Oh no, right, hold on.
I think on counting back, McLaren have it. They have a lot more wins.
Oh
So,
yeah, definitely.
Williams
have
with 2, McLaren with more than 2.
8.
8, wow.
8 to 3.
Oh, it's 3, I missed the other one.
They did Austria and USA in the Sprinter America, the feature Austria, and they got a win in Spain feature 2. And then McLaren have got some golden badges all the way through. And they've got a lot more podiums than Williams, but Williams must have been a lot more consistent across both their drivers to stay with them.
Yeah, I think there was a gap that Keir just didn't quite have the pace. And I think it was during that time that JD and Pim were absolutely smashing it.
Yeah, they took advantage of the situation, and that's why they're in this position.
Yeah, 3 points
gonna be a good
behind
battle.
with 15 laps to go.
Exactly. It's going to be a good last showdown.
Just see where they're all starting on the grid. For the championship contenders, we have Keir in P4 for McLaren, with his teammate 2 places behind him in P6. The Williams are starting 9th for JD and 11th for Pim. So it is McLaren's championship to lose at the moment.
You can see them there sat nicely up the grid. But though not to discount those Williams drivers, they'll be coming back very quickly. What tyres they all chosen? Oh, only 3 other mediums.
3 on mediums as Quinnif nearly does a bit of off-roading through turn 1. So predicted strategies there, soft medium or soft hard. I don't imagine anyone will do the soft hard.
No, I'm quite sure those mediums can go all the way really.
Yeah,
they do
so
put on
the
lap
majority of us did last night.
Yeah. Will
Lap
we
1
get
safety car.
a first lap without a safety car in CSGB rather than Australia? It's happened out last 3 rounds. Will it happen again?
I think with those odds you'll probably say yes, but
Yeah, I think the odds are in the favour of yes. But that'll be an achievement in itself if you don't.
yeah, so the 3 on mediums are KPP, Brad and Exam. It's all down towards the back of the grid. There's no park firme, so you could have chosen whatever strategy you wanted for this race. Most are going in favour of possibly predicting a lap 1 safety car. That's why they've gone for the softs. So I think Sly Guy was one of the only ones to make an effective soft tyre run for 14 laps.
Yep.
And there were a couple others that tried it, but obviously he got P2, so
Yeah, he's just a different breed. To be able to look off your tyres and carry the same pace he does is
yeah.
extremely impressive.
We have a gap in the train for some reason. It looks like JD dropping back a little bit. Not too sure why.
No one disqualified though, which we normally see quite a lot of in F1.
Yeah. Yeah, it's technically a lap at speed, so you know, why not take advantage of it? Or it could be strategical, you know, get some other cars,
Exactly. Just
have colder
take
tyres.
them all out.
Yeah. Just barrel roll it into turn 1, get as many as you can, and then your teammate can have the best tyres for the start.
Did not advise that, but
I mean, we don't condone it, but if you want to do it, you didn't hear it here.
Yeah, just through the grapevine.
As the 5 lights are probably on, and we are racing for the final race of the season here in CSGB. And that's a good start from Sequinith from the pole position. Racing Point's almost side by side behind, but it will stay as the top 3 were. Kia stays in 4th, Anton manages to keep on to 5th. And Pro Mayhem's gone up to 6th, with Kia getting past the Racing Point. Anton's going to try and follow him around the outside. A little bit tight of the inside for 4, I'd imagine he'll be able to. Not quite, a little bit sideways from the Ferrari, and as Pro Mayhem sneaks past. And Anton drops back down to 6th. But it is a clean start.
Way up to points. Yeah, JD's already forced his way up into the points positions. Pim trying to get past Bradley, but it was a very clean start, watching him all the way through. Not really at any point were they too wide into turn 1. And JD's looking to put a lot of pressure on the McLaren of Abzi, and Pim is going to try and force his way through the field, riding on the back of Bradley, almost pushed him through up to turn 11.
Well, out of the inside of 11 is already gone, and I'm not sure too who clipped it. But Pro Mayhem, probably him, as he got past Ed92, I believe on the inside of turn 11. It's a good move from the Haas. Very brave to do that. You need a lot of trust in your rival. The triangle side by side through there as Anton tries to get past as well. Now on the outside of turn 15. Not quite as spectacular as Abzi takes to the grass. And Adam's going to swoop around, I think, 3 cars there to get up into P7. So very good driving from the Mercedes. JD and Abzi now pretty much pushing each other down the main straight towards turn 1. Pim right up behind as well. And Abzi just about holds on to 8th.
Double action here. Bradley's taken avoided action onto the grass, as he's going to get taken over by Exam as well, running outside. Well, I'll say maybe. He think he should do the inside of 5. Sorry, 4. And yeah, it's all action, but keeping it clean though, the drivers, which is good to see.
Yeah, top 4 as well, breaking away by the look of things. Anton not quite able to stay with them at the moment.
Kieran's done a good job off the start.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Kieran's the one probably in the best place at the moment, of course up in 3rd. Really helping out his team, with his teammate down in 8th, getting 1 point still. Both those Williams crucially out of the point as it stands.
Both of them will have to get past Abzi if they want to challenge for this Constructors title. But Abzi's not an easy man to pass, champion this year. He'll know that he's if he can keep them behind, he can they'll be taken as a Constructors Championship as well.
As the leader sets the fast lap then as we end lap 2. Then it's quickly beaten by Anton down at P5, who is catching back up to about top 4. Almost half the gap over since we last mentioned it. It's Kia now putting pressure onto that P2. A little lock up, possibly from the hazard. I don't know when you spectate locking up doesn't actually happen when it does.
Just pulled out of there, did Kieran. That was good, wise decision from him. That could have been race ending, as Hazard just caught the inside curb and threw himself towards the wall when Kieran nearly became a sandwich between the Racing Point and the wall. Just pulled out at the right time and didn't lose too much time because of it.
Pro Mayhem gets the second penalty of the race. Ed92 seems to have gotten it first, I believe. In a sprint race like this, penalties are not what you need. It's very wide from the hazard there through turn 12. Just about kept the car in one place. As Pro Mayhem's going to go for a move now on the inside of 13. Can't quite get enough alongside, has to stay behind.
Got a good run there off turn 12, and Kieran will be probably feeling the pressure in a minute, but luckily he's wanted to go wider to 15 and allows Anton up the inside, but that space disappears as well. There's a lot of choppy and changing here in the points positions, a lot of battles going on, but no significant moves that will change the Constructors' Championship in a minute.
No, nothing yet, as Catterson takes the fast lap of the race down in P11. Gained a couple of places from the start, I believe. As Pro Mayhem nearly into the back of Kia there. Very wide from the Racing Point as well, again at turn 4.
Pro Mayhem up 3 positions off the start. Kia up 1.
on the inside of
So you
turn
come
6 now. Be side by side. I think he's ahead of the inside now for 9, but can't quite have the straight line speed to get the move done.
Yeah, Kieran's defending very well here. He's trying to go running outside of 11. Oh, this could end in tears.
Abzi's dropped down to 10th.
Wow, what a move that was from Pro Mayhem. Round the outside 11, inside of turn 12, just swooped up the inside, and as clean as you like. As one of Williams' round, actually, Pim.
Same place he lost it in the feature race, he's gone there again.
Well, that could be crushing for the Williams team's chances and hopes of trying to win this Constructors' Championship.
Well, Abzi no longer in the points. Of course, I think he made a mistake around about turn 9. As Pim's lost it again at 13.
Nearly collided with Buckland there as well. Abzi's dropping back as well. Abzi in the pit lane then. Has he got damage? Or
I think there was a mistake from the McLaren. Dropped a couple of places, going for the undercut to hopefully get back past JD.
Yep. Oh yeah, Pim's rear tyres have completely lost it now. He's going to the pit lane as well. So it's almost a shootout here between JD and Kier now for the final 10 laps. Obviously everyone else are having to pit other than the bottom 2 at some point.
JD's going to need to get past Adam here nice and quickly if he wants to catch back up.
Oh, racing point into the wall!
And Z92 is around.
Maybe a little collision there with either Bradley or Catterson. Didn't quite catch it, just saw the racing point into the wall on the inside of 6.
JD's line seems to be a lot neater there through the chicane than Adams's, so he'll be able to carry a bit more speed. DRS open as well, but can't quite close them this time around. I think these two are maybe dropping back a little bit.
I think JD will probably get the move done here. He'll try and make the move here either. Yeah, down into turn 1. It may probably come easier into turn 3. Pro Mayhem running outside of turn 1 as well. Good move from him. It's 2 good moves in 2 laps from the Haas.
Now JD's pushing battery. Going to use all of it now, probably using fuel as well to the outside. Adam tries to hold the place on the inside, but can't quite get late enough on the brakes, and JD up into 6th.
Really nice move there, nice and late on the brakes. Only 1 car between him and Kier now. 9 laps to go. Anyone's game still, but JD's going to have to try and push everything out of that Williams if he's going to want to try and close the gap. But ahead of him is a big old train up to 1st position.
There's only more squabbling for places in this top 5. They're going to hold each other up. And of course let JD onto the back. He's getting 2 temps since passing Adam.
Kieran's seeing 2 penalties ahead of him as well. Kieran will jump into 2nd position then if it stays like this with the penalties ahead of him. JD will probably gain a few positions too, but Kieran just needs to keep things on track because he's doing a good job for his team. Normally you see Abzi pick up the majority of the points for the McLaren team like you said earlier on. But Kieran doing his role for the team here this evening. Going strong as we're about to start lap 7 as Quinn chooses to pit now.
Some cars into the pit with Anton following him in the Ferrari.
And JD too. And Adam.
JD in. Has Abzi done enough to jump that Williams? Have to wait and see. Abzi's still coming through the final sector. Top 3 stay as they are, down towards turn 3. Racing Points retired in the pits. Not too sure the reason for that.
Abzi's not quite got it on the Williams, but it's going to be very close between him and JD into turn 1. And he looks like he's had the momentum here down to turn 3. JD not actually having DRS. Neither of the cars are actually having DRS. Yellow flag, that's the Racing Point coming out of the pit lane.
Of course, both cars not within they're both are clean now as they pass the detection zone just before turn 14. So it was pretty much a straight drag race down towards turn 3.
Just see how powerful actually the undercut is here. Obviously you've got JD and Abzi pulling each other along quite nicely. So getting quite close to the back of Lord Buckland. But it's going to be close on the exit of the pit lane once these pit stops happen for the top 7 cars.
Possibly both going to get an undercut here. We'll see if they can jump up to touch what was the top 5 because Anton still ahead of them was in
top
5th.
4 into the pit lane. Bradley going in as well on the medium, so he's taking it with an early dive. So the top 6 all into the pit lane.
See what KPP does. He's also going to be in.
As well.
So that should give Sir Gwyneth the lead again if he's done enough on these couple of laps.
Yeah, quite comfortably, I believe.
Oh, actually, no, maybe not. Got on board with the Alfa Romeo, and he's not going to be in the lead. He's going to just about take P2, I think, around the outside of the racing point, but he does. So Mayhem now leads the race here.
Good in-laps then from those leading pack. Taking it a little bit longer on the soft tyres and making it work for them.
Anton also jumping up into P3, so he's gotten 2 of them. Kier now down to 5th, and JD right up behind that McLaren.
He snuck actually into 7th position as well. They were the early pit stop, so he's back into the points positions. McLaren just about doing their job, but JD's going to want to try and get past Kieran as quickly as he can. But Kieran's got to get his elbows out here and defend for his team. Currently McLaren doing their job.
Yeah, Pim down in 13th. There's going to be no points for that second Williams driver. So at this point it looks like it's all down to JD to try and overturn that 3-point deficit.
Yeah, just over the halfway stage now in the race. They're coming up to the final sector, the leading pack. Just looks like it's going to be a big old DRS train now.
Yeah, first down to, I believe, 8th.
Yep.
All within DRS. Adam just out of it, about 9/10 off at the moment.
A little train form between him, Bradley, and Exam as well. So it's action all the way through the track. Obviously, 3 back drivers backing up a little bit.
Flags pins into the wall once again, but it's not out of the session.
Playing plays, he's having a proper trouble through there, isn't he? Maybe a little bit more rear end required on that setup to keep it stable.
Raham's also broken the second mark. He needs to break that DRS, and now he's going to try and pull off into the distance. As Brad and Exam fighting through turn 3, the Ferrari comes out on top this time around though.
Gadsden and Absy back at it as well. They're both absolutely pushing each other through the first sector. So Absy probably looking forward, but he's got to look behind as well because there's lots of pressure there. But with yellow flag again, as Pim's actually out of the race. He's killed it a day. His season's finished, and he's going to be looking now at his teammate, whether he can get the job done for his team.
Currently, all 3 of the Constructor Championship protagonists will be jumping a position due to the hazards penalty. Or should we say that Absy picked up a penalty of his own, so that we're dropping him down as Brad gets past Adam. From defence to offence, with the Ferrari gets past the second Mercedes.
Absy will drop out the points here if it stays to these gaps, which could be a changing here. But JD needs to get on with it if he wants to get his team up the constructors leaderboard to the top. He's got to make a move on Kier, but Kieran is doing his job for now, and he's sticking in the DRS of Hazard as the yellow flags flash as the Williams of Pim pulls to the right hand side.
Looks almost impossible to overtake here. The DRS train makes it so difficult.
You're almost waiting for a mistake to happen ahead of you just because of the dirty air. There's so many cars flying around. It's going to be quite, as you see though, a penalty for Sir Gwyneth there as well. As Hazard gets out of shape. Gadsden has got past Absy then. I'm not sure if I missed that, but he has got through the Alfa Romeo. Bradley is well within the 3-second penalty that Absy has picked up.
Yeah, he's going to keep closing that gap as well on those soft tyres.
Kieran's got a penalty though. Kieran's got a 3-second penalty.
And the second McLaren driver has a 3-second time penalty. JD gets the move done anyway.
Outside. Oh, what's going on here? It's all kicking off.
Currently on penalties. The lead 2 have a penalty. So at the moment, I believe Pro Mayhem will just about be keeping that win. But Sir Gwyneth will be dropping back. Hazard as well with 6 seconds will drop back. And both McLaren have a penalty.
Take it to Hazard as well. Down to turn 1. And the Williams is trying to force his way through.
The Racing Point does fight it.
Wow, Wow, this is
Going to have the inside for turn 3. McLaren's going to try around the outside, possibly making it 3 wide, but they thinks better as Catterson attacks Keir. JD's through, Keir's through, Catterson's through, that leaves Absy behind.
Hazard got a bit of a sandwich there, and now it's all Kieran getting pushed through 5. It towards 6.
Hazard also getting a penalty that allows Absy through, and Brad is into the wall, unfortunately, on the exit of 6. Couldn't quite get those soft tyres to work.
Definitely a fight to the finish. Him sharing his frustration in the chat too.
JD, I believe, is currently taking a podium as Anton gets up into P2, pushes the Alpha off the track a little bit. That puts the 3 Ferrari-powered cars into the top 3. And JD catching this battle here as well.
Catterson short shifting all the way up to 6th gear then for the final corner. Just to try and get the run on the other McLaren driver. Not good enough to make a move as
both cars flashing.
Also pen apart.
Both of them struggling a little bit for battery.
Catterson's going to make a move though.
The inside nearly clips the back of the Williams, but they get just about through.
Kieran defending well again
and
though. He's on the inside here.
Inside for 5, easy move there. You can't go around the outside of 5.
Good pressure. But currently, now Catterson stands in the way of the two challengers. Hazard with a penalty, but Exam will jump up. Oh, as the Racing Point gets a big old smack to the right from Absy there. Tried to round the inside there of turn 9, and got a bit of a nudge there from the McLaren.
Catterson now looking to put pressure onto JD. Won't quite be able to yet, of course, the Williams having DRS on the Alfa Romeo ahead of him. Mayhem has completely left out in front now, 4.2 seconds back to Anton, who in turn is slowly starting to leave the rest of the train behind, has broken DRS to P3. And JD needs to get a car in between him and Catterson here. Not that it'll do much as they're going to be teammates. So I'll give him a little bit of time just to breathe.
He's losing the rear end there, Catterson. But let me just... so now got 3 laps to go. Absy, if it stays like this, the 2 Mercedes are going to jump the 2 cars ahead of them. We could see...
JD currently getting 10 points. No, 12. He's going to jump Quinnip as it stands.
Let me take a quick look.
Catterson nearly losing it, pushing JD there through turn 7.
JD gets into P3 then. He's going to take 10 points Quinnip if he stays in 3rd.
Quinnip fights back though, and Catterson might have a run here himself.
JD's bashing wheels up to turn 11.
Inside for 11, is it enough? No, Quinnip holds on through 12.
It takes everything but the racing line through there. And now it's going to be 3 wide into turn 13.
JD around the outside. Has he got the move done yet? No, as Catterson's lost it into the wall. Damage for the McLaren of Keir. Yes, Keir's lost his front wing.
Everywhere, yep.
Absy survives.
That was fairly inevitable with the amount of cars going into such a short space. But JD is currently in 3rd place. He's taking 10 points if he stays there. Currently we have Absy and Kieran in 5th and 6th, but the McLarens, without their penalties, will be jumping them as well. So we've got to wait for the final race lap here, but they will drop to 7th and 8th position.
Zam's lost one of Mercedes actually out the race. That's going to help McLaren here. Now McLaren only losing 1 position each, so I think it's going to be 6th and 7th as it stands.
7th will be 6 points. If it stays like this, without any penalties, Williams will win by 1 point.
Wow.
That's JD's got a penalty!
JD now have a penalty. That's not going to affect anything at the moment, as of course all the receiving drivers have pens. However, is Adam in touch with JD? Not quite.
just outside. I think maybe just half a second or so outside the range to get a podium. But he's probably going to get past Kieran here. Kieran has already dropped down that 7th position.
Yeah, without that front wing here is going to be struggling here.
Yeah, Adam's going to want to try and push now. Kick on. Absi knows the score.
Could Adam be the one that decides the championship?
They're now on the final lap of the race. Pro Mayhem pulling away at the front, doing a great job. Again, going under the radar, but it's actually all over the field.
Absi is pulling the gap though. 2.2 seconds now, we're on to the final lap. He needs 8 tenths. So that gap is now 6 tenths. I think it's going to be one of the closest finishes in terms of the championship we're going to ever see.
So if it was 3 points, I'm taking Ben's word for it. But that gap is only increasing between Absi and Adam.
Yeah, so JD now safe to Adam.
Yep, so Gwyneth is going to
gap is 4
maybe
seconds
pay a roll
there.
through here towards the final sector. Maybe if he can if he slows down the car behind, play straight into the hands. Maybe just do the final bit of maths. As JD's
Carson
actually
picks up a time penalty, not going to affect too much down in P10.
Oh, Absi's going to run outside, so Gwyneth then. He's going to take 4th position. Oh, goodness me, the maths.
Very tight here as we got to Pro Mayhem, comes across the line to take, I think, possibly his 5th win of the season in relative comfort. Anton's going to come across the line to take a comfortable P2. And then behind them it all kicks off. I believe JD will finish just ahead of Absi, with the second McLaren getting P7. Pim, of course, out of the race. And I
believe
McLaren have done it.
McLaren have done it, yeah. So that is 10 points for JD. That it will be 8 points for Absi and 2 points for Kieran. So they both tie the race on 10 points apiece for the constructors.
10, and then on countback, or I guess no, they win anyway by 3 points.
Yeah, they win by
they?
3 points. Yeah, so it doesn't change anything really.
Yeah.
So McLaren,
but only by a tenth.
If
Absi had,
exactly.
If Absi had jumped Adam, McLaren still would have won, but by a point.
Yep. What a race that was. A few incidents here and there, but all action up to the final checkered flag.
I can't really have fun of endings like that.
Exactly.
Why is it always decided like 10 years before the end of the season? But unofficially, McLaren 312 points, Williams 309.
Yep, I believe that is correct.
By the end of lap 15 here in Australia.
What a race, what a championship.
Just seeing that move from Absi was crucial.
Yeah, he snuck his way round
Absi did
there.
not overtake Quinn on that last lap. Williams would have won by a point.
Yep.
So
he did make the move, and that's all that matters. And he did it for his team.
Pro Mayhem does take the winner. This is 4th or 5th of the season. We lose track at this point. As soon as we stop jinxing him, the results come in from Pro Mayhem. Very quick driver. Anton takes P2 to end his season here, with JD getting a podium. It wasn't quite enough from Williams, but it was a very good fight to the end. Absi finishes P4 then, ahead of Adam, Gwyneth, Kia and KPP getting the final point for the Red Bull team. The Hazard then getting P9, and I'll get the rest once I can get it up on my laptop. Catterson is a P10 then, unfortunately couldn't quite keep it in there till the end with, I think, an incident with his teammate, and I think one of the McLarens. LeBuckland P11 then, with Exam out of the race, Brad out of the race, Pim out of the race, and the final car, Z92, also not making it to the checkered flag. But possibly, would you say a better ending than last night? Of course, you spectated both of them.
Yeah, in definitely terms of how close it was. I think Renault last night took P1 and P2 unofficially, but I believe they'll probably keep the positions. And Yeah, that was definitely as close of a finish as I've seen, and I thoroughly enjoyed watching that. Thoroughly enjoyed jumping in tonight to take Mr. W's place, and it's been a good watch.
Yeah, it's been, to be honest, as a season, it's been phenomenal. Um, I think we've had the McLaren Williams battle the entire season. Williams once again contending for that championship, but once again fall just short here in F2. Maybe third time lucky next season. Of course, that is going to be it now for season 3. Of course, season 4 starts, I think it's about a month's time.
3 or 4 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
About 4 weeks.
That's going to be it from us. So it won't be Worm back next Monday for, I think, the first time in like the past 12 weeks, I guess.
Yeah, had the week off, didn't we? And,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Thank
Got a
you
good
very
break now.
much to all F2 drivers. It's been an amazing season. And well, yeah, thank you for stepping in tonight. It's been a pleasure.
No worries. Been very thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, that'll be it from us. That'll be it from me for the rest of the season. I think I'm coming back next season, depending on my comments at the start of the sprint race. But
Well, hopefully.
I'm sure Ben won't mind them. So thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure, and we will catch you in season 4 when whichever league I'm not racing in and I'm streaming for continues.